The first reading we listened to this morning, taken from the prophet Daniel, the Old Testament, begins with the words, "At that time, Michael will stand up, the great prince who mounts guard over your people." The Michael referred to is the Archangel Michael. His name actually means who is like God. While he's explicitly referred to twice in the book of Daniel, he's also supposed to be the angel which Joshua encountered at the time of the fall of Jericho. Joshua, we are told, looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a drawn sword in his hand. Michael the Archangel is often depicted with a sword in his hand. He engages in battle with the spiritual forces of Satan. This is the image of him given to us in the book of Revelations, where he and his angels do battle with the dragon who is identified as Satan. The common depiction of Michael the Archangel in Catholic iconography is indeed with a sword in his hand, standing over a defeated Satan, often depicted as the dragon. In our reading today, we are told that he will act as a spiritual protector of the people of Israel. Thus, he has been seen as the protector of Christians in the struggle against the forces of darkness. Throughout Christian history, various people have attested to his help, particularly in times of grave need. He's often been invoked not only in times of battle but also as a healer. And devotion to him has been consistent throughout Christian history. There are many shrines and churches dedicated to him. For example, in Ireland there is a site known as Skellig Michael, an island off the west coast of Ireland that served as an important centre for Irish monks for many centuries. And it was named after the angel Michael, who, according to legend, helped St. Patrick rid Ireland of snakes. Of course, there is the well-known Mont Saint-Michel on the west coast of France. And above this island is a dramatic monastery. On the spire of its church at the very centre of the island is a golden image of St. Michael, complete with sword in hand. The prayer to St. Michael the Archangel that Catholics are quite familiar with was composed by Pope Leo XIII in the year 1884. And he required it to be said by the whole church at the end of Low Mass. Pope Leo sensed that the church was under great spiritual attack. And so he engaged the whole church in seeking the intercession of St. Michael the Archangel. While the prayer is no longer said at the end of Mass, it has remained a prayer that has been dear to Catholics. In fact, St. John Paul II in 1994 recommended its use, saying, "May prayer strengthen us for the spiritual battle that the letter to the Ephesians speaks of, when it says, 'Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might.'" The book of Revelation refers to this same battle, recalling before our eyes the image of Michael the Archangel. And the Pope went on to say, although this prayer is no longer recited at the end of Mass, I ask everyone not to forget it and to recite it to obtain help in the battle against the forces of darkness and against the spirit of this world. I'm sure we're all aware of the many forces of darkness that stalk our world. We do not only contend with the reality of human evil, but with powerful spiritual forces that threaten humanity. There is an intense spiritual battle that rages around us. And this battle really is beyond our powers. So we need heavenly assistance. For those who have the eyes of faith, we need to draw on heavenly powers to assist us and indeed all humanity in this battle. Thus we turn to St. Michael the Archangel and invoke his spiritual agency. In his letter to the Ephesians, St. Paul emphasised that we are indeed engaged in a spiritual battle. So he said, finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore put on the full armour of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you will be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. And thus we can hear again the words that began our first reading this morning. At that time, Michael will stand up, the great prince who mounts guards over your people. Michael the Archangel has been entrusted by God to mount guard over the people of God. He is there as our powerful protector in the spiritual war. So I recommend to you that we often use the prayer to St. Michael the Archangel composed by Pope Leo XIII, particularly that we might stand strong in the spiritual battle that rages against us. The prayer St. Michael says, Blessed Michael the Archangel, defend us in the hour of conflict. Be our safeguard against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God restrain him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust Satan down to hell, and with him all those other wicked spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls. Amen.